November 2019 to March 2023. It's been a long wait. It's been a long journey, but I stuck with him and he stuck with his technique. He stuck with his belief and he's finally got there. 20th international test century for Virat Kohli today. And that was a daddy 100, as we like to call it. I have with me my co-host Charbel, and sorry, I can't wipe the smile off my face, but it's been a great day. It's been a good day. India back in the lead, but there were some bizarre things we saw today as well. Matthew Kuhneman, the opener. What are your thoughts?
Matty Kuderman can tell his grandkids that he's opened the bowling for Australia and the batting as well. So it's a nice little thing to put on your
He's,
CV.
he's become Muhammad Hafiz of Australia.
Yeah. You can put that on the resume. Uh, to be honest with you, it's gone exactly the way I thought it would this test match from 2 days ago. I was thinking that India are going to get a lead. I think they could. I was thinking they could have got more than 91 only.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer didn't bat, and Akshay Patel's wicket was against the run of play, well and truly. So Australia will be, relieved that it was 91 in the end, because that could have been 100, easily 120 plus.
Yeah.
And then facing the music tomorrow. One good session of batting tomorrow will seal the draw. You shouldn't. I don't think you should collapse on this pitch. It's still very good for batting. But before
Bizarre
we talk
things have
about the
happened.
pitch,
Bizarre things have happened.
they have, yeah. But you shouldn't. That's my point. I think Australia would have to bat very poorly to collapse on this pitch. But before we talk
And
more
that
about the
has happened as
pitch,
well. So
yeah. So that's my point. Like, you got to bat poorly
yep,
to
I'm just
get
manifesting
out
that. I'm just
cheaply on
manifesting.
this pitch. You're dreaming about it. But say Australia get rolled for 150, that'll be a very poor effort if that happens.
Yeah.
But before, we talk maybe a little bit more about the pitch, and maybe I'll get your thoughts on it. Um, Virat today, like, from the moment he came in, it sort of felt like he was going to get a big score. When he came in yesterday, because I think he's batted well. As I said yesterday, he's batted well all series, hasn't he? But
Yep.
he's just undone at times by some good bowling on tricky pitches, and sometimes against the run of play where he's been looking really good. But now he's had a very good batting pitch and he's dominated. So
Yeah, absolutely.
cracking cracking innings from Virat, well played, and it's good for India that he's in great form ahead of what's a big year to come with the World Cup. And I think a World Test Championship final, full of praise for Virat. He played beautifully, but Akshay Patel as well. It
Absolutely.
was
And
Australia. I tweeted that they were
that's
toiling for
he's
for
having a very
136 overs, and then Akshay walks in.
yeah, he's
Mm.
having a very Bradman-esque series, this one. And as you said, Virat Kohli really great innings. Some of the shots he played, he took his time, and that's one thing I would like to touch on as well. I saw a lot of comments saying he's playing too slow. India should go. He should play his shots. He's playing for his 100, and I think that's just I don't know what people see when they see this type of cricket. I don't know what they expect. This is test cricket. This is proper test cricket. And New Australia haven't bowled badly. Steve Smith captaincy was more or less bang on with field settings, with everything he's done so far. It's just that Virat Kohli has had the upper hand even then. So, Virat Kohli has played well. He has negotiated the ball well. He's maneuvered the ball well in the gaps for singles, and he was taking singles whenever they were possible. He was running hard. He was taking doubles whenever they were possible. And I think he this is test cricket. You don't want 3-day test matches, but you don't want a batsman grinding it out and working for their runs as well. So what exactly do you want? Is my question. And with the pitch as well, like you asked earlier, is there is no middle ground. I don't have any. As I said, I don't have any uh any comments on the pitches that were produced previously. You have to be good enough to play on that as well. You have to show the skill. You have to learn, adapt. And same with this one as well for the bowlers. They have to learn and adapt, because it always is going to be one way or the other, because there's no perfect test match pitch. I can't, I've seen a lot of test matches in the time I've been following. Certainly there have been balanced test matches, yes, but you could argue as well. There were 100 scores on those pitches as well. There were 5 wickets on different pitches. So what is a balanced Test match pitch?
I think I disagree with you a little bit there. I think we saw one extreme at indoor and then another here at Ahmedabad. Look, listen, it can favour, to your point, one side. Can favour the batters more, the bowlers more in particular situations. But when it's skewed so far in their favour, either discipline, that's when it becomes a little bit bad for Test cricket, because ball draws are not good for Test cricket, nor are 2-day Test matches. That's
But
my
that's what
point.
I'm saying.
That
That's what I'm
applies.
saying.
Hold on. That applies to the Gabba pitch as well. I'm not just talking about India
Yeah,
pitches.
yeah.
We need balance. There's got to be
But
something
that's
in
what I'm
for
saying.
everybody.
This isn't a Pakistan type of pitch. This isn't a road.
This is a road.
This
Just
I don't
I know
agree
you're
with that.
happy. I know you're happy. I know you're happy Virat scored a century.
No. I'm
But
not saying that.
it's a flat pitch. It has
I'm
not worn out
I'm not
as much
saying
as
that
it
because
should.
I'm biased. I'm just saying this isn't a road, is all I'm saying.
It is.
Look,
We've got to
all
call
I'm
it as
saying,
it is. It's a road.
it's not a road. The reason why
Why?
is because Cam Green really batted well. And
But it
that's the
doesn't
reason.
make that. So what? It's still a
That's the
road.
reason. That's the reason. Listen to me. That Cam Green batted really well, and that's
No,
the
he
reason
didn't.
he scored those runs. The bowling wasn't bad. The bowling wasn't poor. The pitch isn't a road because Cam Green batted really well to suit that bowling, and he negotiated Ashwin and Jadeja and Akshar really well.
But my point is that those bowlers didn't get a lot out of the surface. So Green, had a very good pitch to bat on. So I mean, look, it's day 4 and the pitch is still playing very, very well.
But would we be sitting here, again, I'm going into hypotheticals, but would we be sitting here if Green had got out to a second ball, bat, glove pad and short leg? Would we be saying the same thing? Probably not, because, for example, KS Bharat, when he got out to short leg, that was one ball that was.
But my point is, yeah, but it's very few and far between. It's a very good batting wicket still day 5 tomorrow, and you bat well, and very hard for the bowler to get you out. It's very heavily skewed in the batsman's favor.
So when people say not you or any I have when certain type of people say that Test match pitches should be more sporting or more balanced, is this the type of pitch they expect? I don't know, because
this is not balanced.
So if Australia get bundled out
that's Australia's doing
in the first session,
that's Australia's doing. If you get bundled out in the first session in this, you deserve to walk home. Simple as that. Nash, you can't lose 10 wickets in a session on this if you bat well, or because of the pitch. It's like this is a very docile surface. And look, I'm not blaming the pitch here for Australia's loss in the series, because I've said, Mark Waugh was very critical of this pitch, and I replied to a tweet and I said, the way Australia need to be looking at this is, how can we look at ourselves better, right? We should have done a lot better at Delhi. We've got to look inward first before we look at blaming other things. But we have to call a spade a spade. This is a road. It is.
I'll still say that because a road is where a batter can bat freely without thinking about what will happen if I play this shot. This wasn't that type of a pitch, is what I'm saying. This is still a pitch where Usman Khawaja, Cam Green, all of the batters who have batted had to really work for their runs, and that's because good bowling and a balanced pitch is what I'm saying. This isn't a road. This isn't a spitting. The balls are not like spitting cobras. This isn't a raging Turner. This is not a road like they had in Pakistan, where the batter just could come out and play flashy shots against any bowler they were facing, and still yet Pat Cummins managed to pick a few wickets there as well. So this is what I'm saying is this is the type of pitch that I'm happy. If it was an indoor pitch as well, I would say the same thing. You take the pitch out of the equation and just bat and bowl to the best of your ability, as I've been saying right from the first Test match.
Australia won there, right? Before anyone accuses me of being biased, Australia won there at indoor, and I said that was a very poor pitch, because that was the only way I believe Australia are going to win a game in the series, if you produce a pitch like that. I just think there's got to be a bit of a middle ground. I know you say it's difficult to find, but It's just got to provide an even battle between bat and ball. Wickets have been very few and far between in this test match, and a lot of them have fallen because batsmen have just hit out or something like that. I
And
don't like flat pitches.
but
If
what's a flat pitch is
if
what
so,
I'm saying. A flat pitch is where a batter can score freely without.
mate, but the thing is, mate, not I can count on two hands how many balls have moved off the straight in the whole test. Pace and spin.
It was later on in the Indian innings. It was
The issue
certainly
is
spinning. It was
there was
certainly
spinning, but
staying low.
it's slow turn and it's very few and far between. Look, what it boils down to is if you can tell me that that pitch is good for Test cricket, fine, I'll take your argument. If you tell me that pitch right there is good for Test cricket, fine,
Look,
that's fair enough.
you know me. I've said this right from when we started this podcast. I've never, moan about the pitch wherever it
I'm
is
not blaming
because
about the pitch, but I'm saying, look, I'm not blaming the pitch for Australia's series defeat. India have been the better side, but we've got to call a spade a spade.
the thing is, no one can answer me. No one, even if it's a well-known journalist for, they can't answer what's a balanced pitch. No one has that answer. Even a curator, I can assure you, even a curator can't answer. 3 days of batting, fourth day spin, and fifth day spin. It's not that. How's that a balanced pitch? So a spinner can't bowl on the first 3 days. That by that calculation.
Mm.
So the spinners, so two of your bowlers are not even in the equation at all for the first 3 days. Is what you're saying. So.
That's not necessarily the case. I mean, I've told you before, like the first two matches of this series, I enjoyed those pitches. There was turn there, but there was a balance. You bat well, you can score
that's
runs.
what I mean. That's what I mean is the first two matches, it was the bowlers that were on top and the batters needed to come out with the solution for that. And now the batters are on top and the bowlers need to come out with a solution. And I think
What's your solution? What's your solution to blasting a team out?
But
what's your solution to blasting a team out on this pitch? What would you do?
That's the thing. That's test match. What I'm saying is ultimately the moral is the bowlers or the bowling side need to come out with a solution. And Steve Smith.
What is the solution?
No, listen to me. Steve Smith tried doing that to the best of his ability. With field placings, with plans, short balls. They had a short ball burst with KS Purath and everything was done right. But still the batters came out on top. That's what I'm saying is the batters again had a solution. So that's test match cricket. If those two pull shots from Bharat would have gone straight to square leg or fine leg, or we would be sitting here and saying, oh, what a plan.
That's poor judgment. That's poor judgment and poor stroke play. It's not a pitch doing that. You know what I mean? Like there's been few and far between these test matches where a bowler has got the better of the batsman.
So that's what I'm saying is
or something like that.
The bowlers need to come out with a plan in this test match where Steve Smith and Nathan Lyon did that. But again, those plans didn't quite work. Here's the thing. So if you were given a choice, if the curators or if anyone comes to you and says, Charbel, is it this pitch or Nagpur pitch or Delhi pitch?
Nagpur and Delhi were fine in my opinion.
So
indoor was a problem. Indoor?
No. Is it this
Delhi
pitch
and Nagpur
or Delhi pitch?
Delhi.
So you would still prefer the test match to be over in 3 days?
The thing is, right, is that the broadcasters won't prefer it to be over in 3 days, but I'm not a broadcaster. So I want to see, the batsmen working hard for runs, but also the bowlers having to bowl well to get their wickets. So you know what I'm saying? The Delhi surface was fine, in my opinion. Akshay Patel batted very well on it. Australia batted well on it in the first innings. I think Hanscom hit a 70. There was something a bit in it for everybody. The first test I thought was a good pitch too. India hit 400 in that match.
Yep.
But Australia batted poorly. So those pitches, they spun from day one, but I have no problems with those. But the indoor one was just too far the other way, where there was uneven bounce and explosion in the first 5 balls.
And I'll agree with that. Indoor pitch was poor. I'll agree with that.
This one just hasn't broken up as it should. You need more wear and tear out of a test surface at the end of 4 days when 35 degrees sun has baked it for the whole match. It hasn't broken up enough. It just hasn't. And as I told you, Australia needs to look at themselves first. I know I'm talking about this surface But if you're giving me, if you're asking me to make my honest assessment of the pitch, that is it. But in terms of the Australian performance in the series, I'm happy with the way the team has bounced back after Delhi.
Yep.
That's a big positive. And hopefully we have one more good day tomorrow with the bat and just sort of seal it and go and start focusing on the World Test Championship final now from a test perspective. But I look back at Delhi as a big missed opportunity for this team.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got to look inward. We've got to look inward as an Australian in terms of the pundits, in terms of the supporters, to say, going forward in India in the future, what can we do better? Because the last two times, imagine, assuming this one's a draw, we've lost 2-1 in 2017 and 2-1 here. And both times we had very good opportunities to win the series. What can we do differently next time?
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
How we've got to look at it.
And I completely agree with that. Like the Delhi Test match was a big missed opportunity. And even here, the bowlers have bowled well, but, the batters have just really, come through for their teams. And hopefully, Ashwin and Jadeja and Aksar can do the job tomorrow morning in the first session. And
how confident are you of that?
Not too confident, but I would say even.
So you're not confident?
Even
Aksar,
let me finish.
Jadeja and Ashwin on a 5th-day pitch in India can't do the job.
No, let me finish. I'm saying I'm confident that they'll get the job done. Maybe halfway through the second session.
You think they bowl Australia out in 45 overs?
That's my prediction. 45 to 50.
So India going to win.
India going to
win. You say.
My prediction is India will bat again, maybe with 15 minutes to go for tea, or 10 minutes to go for tea.
So they'll win. They'll win the test match.
Yes, chase a really low target is my prediction.
Australia will have to bat bloody terribly for that. Mate, if Australia lose from here on a pitch that's still good for batting, as we can see, that will be a disgrace. So, we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Let's see what happens. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
All right, mate. Look, I still like you even after our argument, but that was good. It was good debate. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
It was not. I don't call it a debate. I call it a robust conversation.
Look, it's an interesting first hour tomorrow. If India can make some breakthroughs, they're definitely going to set the cat amongst the pigeons. And then, if they can get some panic in the Australia lineup, that's what they can bank on. But, a good, half an hour from Australia to start off with. Kuniman frustrating the bowlers, hopefully. And they just sort of ease through and get some batting experience in India for the guys like Labuschagne and these guys. That'll be the name of the game. But of course, India's the only team that can win. So that was our wrap of day 4, which was praise for Virat, praise for Akshar, debate about the pitch, a robust conversation about the pitch. And we'll look forward to day 5, our last daily of the tour. So subscribe. The test series, sorry, before the ODIs there as well. So subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Spotify as well and Apple Podcasts. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.